my friends. I wanted to answer a couple questions. One is someone sent me a question, and it is so powerful that I actually am going to read you the question. I don't think she would mind. I'm not going to mention her name. It was a direct message I got. Love getting them. And let me read this to you. She wanted to know, after the blog I did the other day where I really talked about how it was for me as the alcoholic in that relationship where the woman said, does my husband even care? So this one, she asked a little bit more specific. Does the alcoholic care or realize the damage and pain and heartbreak they inflict? Whether they are capable of feeling and seeing it? I remember trying to explain or share with my ex-husband, who, by the way, was such a sweetheart of a man when I met him and married him, and I would actually be more distraught after our conversation, because it felt like I was talking to an ice chest, like no emotion was registering. He would invariably just leave and go drink, leave me there crying. I felt he tried on good days and would promise and swear it would be different and come back to me and make it up in his own little way. Nothing I was asking for. It was weird. It was a weird thing, and things he would try to do around the house that he knew would surprise me and make me happy, sometimes late in the night. Anyway, you get the idea. So I'm sure a lot of you could relate. That's why I read that. Does the alcoholic really understand the damage and pain they're inflicting? No, they don't. They don't. And I'll give you some examples. First of all, when you're drinking and using, you're not thinking too far ahead. You're loaded. So you're thinking about right now, right? Or tonight or tomorrow. And you are... come on, Lexi, you want to come up here? You can come up here. And so you're not thinking too far ahead. And you're thinking about getting well. You're making sure that you got enough around you, or you're going to be very, very sick, right? That's our MO. If it looks like we're not going to have enough, we're going to lie to get it. We're going to steal to get it. We're going to say we need to go get gas in the car when really we're going down to the corner to get a bottle. We are going to do things like that. So it's not as conscious as you think. It's a subconscious thing. It's the need to get well, and it's got really nothing to do with you. Hate to tell you. If you took you out of the picture and put in someone else, we'd still have to do the same thing. So that's why I always tell people, please don't take this personally. This person is very, very sick. Sick people do sick things, just like it's very, very sick for some people to stay in a relationship that is so sick. You know what I mean? But you can't see it. You can't. Now, the other thing about alcoholism, when you're suffering from alcoholism and addiction, is not are you very, very sick, but you're in denial. You're in delusion. You can justify anything. You're not seeing clearly. So when someone gets sober, they're still in this delusion that they're this great guy. I mean, I see these people come into meetings, and I'll tell you my story, so it doesn't sound like I'm talking about people, but they come in and they've just, 4 or 5 days, and they say, well, I miss my kids so much. I miss my kids. It's going to be Christmas. My daughter's birthday's tomorrow, and I miss my kids. And I would say, fuck you. You miss your kids. When was the last time you saw your kids sober? Not when you're passed out on the couch. Not when you're shooting up heroin in the garage. You know what I mean? When was the last time you made Christmas? Really? When were you present? Where were you thinking about your kids when you were, missing for 3 days? Held up in a hotel. You know what I mean? It's delusional, and it takes a while to get people out of that. I'm very blunt because I've worked at the treatment center. I've helped so many people, And I know alcoholism. I know delusion when I see it, and it comes in forms of self-pity. My family won't talk to me. My mother won't take my calls. I miss my family so much. I have to get home. You're lying. You're lying. You're just trying to get to the corner to get another drink. You're trying to get loaded. That's all this is. I mean, it's a very weird thing, and most people can't see it. People that work with a lot of alcoholics and addicts, they see it. Women or men that have lived with someone has lied to them up and down, they get it. Sometimes they'll go, you know what, that's bullshit. He's just lying again. But that comes way at the end, like when the relationship is like no longer salvageable. You know what I mean? People are just fed up. So they're living in this delusion. Myself, I came, when I relapsed after that long term, I knew that it was going to be really hard on my daughter. I knew what was going to happen. It started off nice enough, but I knew. I'd lived this story before, and I knew it was going to get real bad. Now, a normal person would say, oh my God, well then I need to get help right now. I'm not going to let my daughter go through with this. I called her father, who's not an alcoholic, was not my husband at the time. We'd been broken up for a long time. He'd never known me drinking. And I said, hey, so-and-so, I'm drinking again. He didn't even know what that meant because he'd never seen me drink. And you're going to need to come get our daughter. And he did. Now, I came back. When I finally made it back to AA, I went in and I was like, I thought I was like PTA Mom of the Year. Because when I was sober, I was a great mom. I mean, I really was a great mom. We were Johnny on the spot, but I was going to AA and working a strong program. She never knew me drunk. She was born when I was sober. So this was a big deal when I relapsed. Man. So I came in and I said, well, I need to get my daughter back from her father. I really need to, I've got to. I'm a, PTA Mother of the Year, And no one said anything to me. No one said anything. I really believed it. And then one day I was sitting in the room and this woman came in and sat down and was sharing. And I thought, lady, you weren't a great mother. You got rid of your kids so you could drink. Oh my God. Boom. Pull a bag right off my head. I thought, oh my God, Karen, you just moved your daughter right away so you could continue to do what you wanted to do. See, I didn't know. Thank God I didn't know. It was so hard. The guilt, the remorse, and shame is a lot when you're trying to get sober. A lot of women can't get sober because of that. I had a strong group that told me guilt, remorse, and shame is just alcoholism. You're just thinking more about yourself. Get busy helping. And I did. And now I see that the mind of the alcoholic can rationalize and justify anything. So when you ask me, do they know they're mean? I don't think so. I think they think they're the most wonderful husband or wife in the world. And I think once in a while, the guilt and remorse comes up, and that's why he was doing some nice things for you, because he loved you very much. He just couldn't do it. He just couldn't. He's sick. He's sick. So does that make sense to everybody? Once in a while, they will come around and they will sincerely cry and say, oh my God, you don't deserve this, right? Sometimes if people have money, they'll buy someone a car or something, try to buy them off. Sick people, okay? So I hope that helps. I love you all. Bye.